Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, and I'm so excited to be with you today. If you're someone who struggles with thinking in English, then this video is just for you. Have you ever found yourself translating every single word in your head before speaking? It slows you down, right? Exactly. Many English learners face this problem. They think in their native language first, then try to translate into English. And by the time they're ready to speak, the moment has passed. But don't worry. In this video, I'm going to show you how to train your brain to think directly in English, just like a native speaker. Trust me. Once you start thinking in English, everything becomes easier. Speaking, listening, even writing. So, if you've ever wondered how to stop translating and start thinking in English naturally, stay with me, because I've got some powerful techniques to share. Let's dive in. First, let's start with a big question. Why is thinking in English so important for learners? The truth is, if you always think in your native language first and then translate, you'll never be able to speak fluently. It creates a delay because your brain is working twice as hard. First, it forms a sentence in your native language. Then, it tries to find the right English words. And sometimes, the translation doesn't even make sense. For example, if you translate I am cold word for word from another language, you might end up with something like I have cold, which sounds unnatural. Thinking in English helps so much because it trains your brain to form sentences the way native speakers do, without getting stuck on translation. This also boosts your confidence. When you start thinking in English, you'll feel more confident because words will come to you faster. No more pausing for long seconds to translate in your head. You'll respond naturally and smoothly. Another big reason is that it improves your listening skills. If you think in English, your brain processes English conversations faster, so you understand people better. This is true not just in conversations, but even when you're watching movies or listening to music. You'll start recognizing words instantly instead of translating everything. And let's not forget, thinking in English also helps with your pronunciation. When you think in English, you start hearing the sounds in your head the way native speakers say them, which helps you speak more clearly. So, to summarize, thinking in English helps you speak faster, boosts your confidence, improves your listening skills, and even makes your pronunciation better. Now, you might be wondering, okay, I get why it's important, but how do I actually train my brain to think in English? Don't worry. We're going to break it down step by step. But before we get to the how, let's talk about some common mistakes that hold people back. Many learners don't even realize they're making these mistakes. But once you fix them, you'll notice a big improvement in your fluency. Mistake number 1, relying too much on translation. If you always translate in your head before speaking, your brain never gets used to thinking in English directly. It's like riding a bike with training wheels forever. You need to trust your brain to form sentences naturally, instead of always looking for the right translation. Mistake number 2, overthinking grammar while thinking. A lot of learners try to make every sentence perfect in their mind before speaking, but that actually slows them down. Yes, grammar is important, but if you keep stopping to check every little rule, you'll never speak naturally. Native speakers don't think about grammar rules while talking. They just speak. And guess what? Even native speakers make grammar mistakes sometimes. Mistake number 3. Fear of making mistakes. Some people are so afraid of saying something wrong that they stop themselves from thinking or speaking in English at all. But making mistakes is how we learn. The more you practice thinking in English, the better you'll get. Don't be afraid to sound imperfect. Fluency comes with practice, not perfection. Mistake number 4. Not surrounding yourself with English. If your daily life is full of your native language, your brain will naturally default to that language instead of English. If you only use English in a classroom or for studying, but not in daily life, your brain won't switch to English naturally. That's why immersion is so important things, like listening to English music, watching English videos, and reading in English. So, let's quickly recap. The biggest mistakes that stop you from thinking in English are 1. Relying too much on translation. 2. Overthinking grammar. 3. Fear of making mistakes. And 4. Not surrounding yourself with enough English. If you're making any of these mistakes, don't worry. The good news is, I'm going to show you how to fix them. Up next, I'll share some powerful step-by-step strategies to help you start thinking in English naturally. Alright, now it's time for the most important part. How can you actually train your brain to think in English? I'm going to break it down into simple, powerful steps that anyone can follow. Step 1. Name things around you in English. This is such an easy habit to build. Just look around you and say the names of objects in English. For example, if you're in your room, think bed, window, lamp, phone. To take it further, you can describe what's happening. Instead of just thinking cup, you can think, I am drinking coffee from my cup. This helps your brain connect everyday life with English, making it more natural over time. Step 2. Talk to yourself in English. It might feel strange at first, but it's one of the best ways to start thinking in English. You can do this anywhere when you're cooking, getting dressed, or walking outside. Just describe what you're doing in simple English, like, I'm putting on my shoes, or it's a sunny day. The great thing is, there's no pressure because you're just talking to yourself. If you're worried about making mistakes, don't be. No one is listening. It's just you training your brain to use English naturally. Step 3. Use an English to English dictionary. This is a game changer. Many learners still use dictionaries that translate words into their native language, but switching to an English to English dictionary helps you think in English instead of translating. For example, if you don't know the word excited, look it up in an English dictionary where it will explain it as feeling very happy and eager. That way, your brain connects words in English, not another language, and it naturally improves your vocabulary. Step 4. Thinking simple sentences first. Many learners try to think in complex sentences too soon, and that makes them feel stuck. Instead, start with short, simple thoughts. For example, instead of thinking, I should go to the store because I need to buy some vegetables for dinner, just start with, I need vegetables. Once you get comfortable, your sentences will naturally get longer over time. Step 5. Have an English inner voice. I love this one. Instead of thinking in your native language, try to have a little conversation in English in your head. For example, if you're planning your day, think, what should I do first? Maybe I'll start with breakfast. This is like turning your thoughts into an English dialogue. It's one of the fastest ways to start thinking in English without effort. You can even ask yourself questions in English, like, how do I feel today? Or, what should I wear? Step 6. Surround yourself with English. The more you expose yourself to English, the more natural it becomes. Listen to English podcasts, watch English videos, and read books or articles in English. The more English you hear, the more your brain starts thinking in English automatically. So, let's quickly recap the 6 steps to train your brain to think in English. 1. Name things around you in English. 2. Talk to yourself in English. 3. Use an English to English dictionary. 4. Think in simple sentences first. 5. Have an English inner voice. And 6. Surround yourself with English. These steps will help you stop translating and start thinking in English naturally. And the best part is, you can start practicing these today. Now, let's talk about how to make thinking in English a permanent habit. Just knowing the techniques isn't enough. You need to practice consistently. Here are some simple daily exercises. Start and end your day with English thoughts. The moment you wake up, try to describe your plans for the day in English. Instead of thinking in your native language, say, in your mind, today is Monday. I have a meeting at 10 a.m. I will have lunch with my friend. At night, do the same. Review your day in English before sleeping. This helps your brain switch to English mode at the beginning and end of the day. Set a no translation rule for at least 30 minutes a day. For those 30 minutes, challenge yourself to only think in English with no translating allowed. It might be difficult at first, but the more you practice, the easier it gets. Talk to yourself in English out loud for a few minutes every day. Just like I mentioned earlier, describe what you're doing. The key is to make English part of your daily routine, even if no one is around to listen. Use English while doing simple activities like cooking, driving, or exercising. Instead of letting your mind wander, focus on thinking in English. If you're going for a walk, you can think, the weather is nice today. The sky is blue. I feel relaxed. Keep a simple English journal. Write down your thoughts, what happened during your day, or even your goals in English. This is a great way to track your progress. Don't worry about grammar. Just focus on expressing yourself in English. If you do these small exercises every day, thinking in English will become automatic over time. Now, let's be honest. You'll face challenges along the way. It's normal to struggle, but the key is to overcome these challenges instead of giving up. One of the biggest struggles is that you'll naturally think in your native language first, and then try to translate into English. The solution is to be patient and practice small English thoughts first, instead of full sentences. Using an English to English dictionary instead of a translator can also help your brain stay in English mode. Another challenge is feeling stuck because you don't know the right words. Instead of stopping, try to describe the word with simple English. For example, if you forget the word refrigerator, you can think a cold box where I keep food. The goal is to keep thinking in English even when you don't know every word. Finally, many learners feel like they're not making progress and lose motivation. The truth is, progress is slow, and you might not notice it right away. The best solution is to track your progress. Keep a small journal, record your voice, or even talk to yourself in front of a mirror. A few weeks later, you'll see the difference. The most important thing is to stay patient and keep going. Thinking in English is a skill, and like any skill, it takes time. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Just keep practicing, and soon, English thinking will feel natural. Wow, we've covered so many great strategies today. Thinking in English is a journey, but with the right mindset and daily practice, anyone can do it. Remember, start small, be consistent, and don't be afraid of making mistakes. The more you practice, the easier it will become. Now, to all my listeners, what's one tip from today's episode that you're going to try first? Let me know in the comments below or share your experience with me. And if you found this episode helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more English learning tips. Keep practicing, keep thinking in English, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, happy learning!